Does it give a major validation on that? Yeah, I have the skill, I know the art, I can act.
Maybe not a lot of work, but I've done a decent amount of work. The first stroke of validation that I got for my acting was with Nishanchi.
That was a great director, good role,
Dream
dream
situation.
situation.
Yeah.
Correct. So that confidence you got, what did this feedback add to that?
This is love.
This is pure
This
love.
is love. And this is the funniest one I have to tell you. The most common message that I've been getting recently from men is either you look like my ex-girlfriend or women telling me, oh, my friend said I look like you. And I've realized that I actually have probably a very generic face. Like a very common look.
Right.
And it's a nice feeling.
What do you do? Like say Musafir Cafe came, before that there's a gap in the middle. Does that gap gets you worked up?
Worked up? I'm a horrible version of myself in that
Really?
time. Because what do you do with yourself?
Yeah, exactly. This is not a daily job.
First of all, and I'm ashamed to admit to this, it's really hard for me to be accountable to myself. Like if I'm accountable to somebody else, I'm amazing. Like I needed to be here to meet you at 11 o'clock. I know Rohit is waiting for me at 11 o'clock. I have to be there at 11 o'clock. But I have to do something at a certain time. Kya farak padta hai? Who am I disappointing? You know? It's not a good thing. I'm not proud of it. But I think that accountability is really hard.
You told me what your dad told you and that stayed with you. Parents bring such an important advice that stays with you. What advice of your mom stays with you?
My mom, and actually she used to tell me this as a kid, if somebody or any given situation is making you alter who you are, get out of that situation. A person or a place or an environment, whatever.
Correct, yeah.
If you are altering yourself and the nature of who you are, that is not an environment for you. That's not to say that you don't adjust, you don't compromise, you don't evolve,
Right.
but you don't change.
You
don't let go of who you are in any situation.
Amazing.
Hi, this is Vedika Pinto and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Vedika, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Bollywood Hungama.
Yes.
This is post Musafir Cafe where you are getting so much love. On our Instagram also, I can tell you that, people are commenting, people are saying things about your character, something different about you. You tell us, firstly, what is this phase of your life?
Honestly, it's like you start off wanting the love, right?
Yeah.
Like as an actor, I'd be lying if I said that like the validation or the love is not like one of the most paramount things that I'm seeking. But you never imagine it till you can imagine it, but when it's actually happening. It's so surreal. It's so surreal. Like I have become a phone junkie. I can't put my phone down for like 1 second, Rohit, because there's just so much movement, and I'm just so overwhelmed by everything. But it's a really gratifying feeling, I would say.
Does it give a major validation on that? Yeah, I have the skill, I know the art, I can act.
So if I'm going to be really honest with you, and I said this to you right before we started also, this has come to me 8.5, almost 9 years after I started my career. Like I've been around that long. I've done maybe not a lot of work, but I've done a decent amount of work in that time. I think for me, the thing that mattered to me the most at the beginning of my career was to prove myself as an actor. I felt, I'll always grow, I'll always learn, like it's school, at the end of the day, and I'll always keep learning. But to me, I think the first stroke of validation that I got for my acting was with Nishanchi.
Right, yeah.
So
that was a great director, good role,
dream
situation. Correct. So that confidence you got, what did this feedback add to that?
This is love.
This is pure love.
This I'm getting, like it's, I don't even have the words to describe it. Like there's just so much love pouring in, and it's such a distinct kind of feeling, because like I'm getting messages from people who are either you're enjoying my performance or you're hating my character but liking me anyway.
Yeah.
Or, and this is the funniest one I have to tell you, the most common message that I have been getting recently, hundreds of them, from men is either you look like my ex-girlfriend or women telling me, oh, my friend said I look like you. And I've realized that I actually have probably a very generic face. Like, a very common look.
Right.
And it's a nice feeling, to know that I'm like quite relatable and stuff. So I think what Sudha has given me and what Musafir Cafe has given me is like an introduction to the audience.
Wow, yeah, the relatability is amazing.
Yeah.
When you were reading this character, did it come across as slightly imperfect, like it is? Sometimes clear, sometimes confused, sometimes perfect, sometimes she knows what she wants. How did you make her lovable?
I didn't try. I didn't try to do that. We were all aware, and we were all a little nervous also. That, and by we I mean Sharanya, I mean Shikha and Karishma from Netflix, like especially the girl gang, we were all a little bit worried because we were like, it's so common for women to be misunderstood.
Yeah, judged and
exactly. Especially such a complex character like Sudha, who, like you're saying, like, yeah, she's very sure in one way, like because she has a plan and she knows what she wants, but love is like a complete curveball that the universe has thrown at her, right? So of course she's going to be a little bit like, what's going on? Like, what do I do? So we were worried that she would be misunderstood. Honestly, Sharanya did as much as she could on a script level to try and make sure that, just to give her that little endearing quality. And Ruchir, actually, when we started working, when we started shooting, he told me, he said, there's a very charming side of your personality, Vedika's personality. I want you to bring that into Sudha. And to me, that was a no-no. Because every character that I've played thus far has been so far away from who I am. Rinku is an alien to me. I don't completely different world, completely different personality. So I had to keep Vedika as far away from Rinku as possible. But with Sudha, I was told by my director, please bring her into it.
Nice.
And it's actually cool because I'm like, oh, I'm getting love for a little bit of who I am also.
Yeah. That's amazing. And not many directors will allow you that also. Directors don't want that. But here clearly he saw something. And you're right that about the misunderstanding part. In fact, Vikrant's character even says in so many scenes, yaar acha hai, kabhi aa gayi mere ghar pe rehne ke liye, kabhi, it's all as per it's all as per your convenience in life. So there were so many places where she could be misunderstood because like, correct bol raha hai Vikrant, to like, she does what she wants. But still you all made it endearing and it worked.
I also think it's the chemistry.
It is the chemistry.
I do think so.
You said you were in the first interview, you told me that there's a chemistry test. What happens and what is a chemistry test? We don't know.
So basically your director, showrunner, Netflix, producers, everybody will do their basic rounds of auditions like we all do.
Okay.
And once they feel like, okay, we've got the character in place, they also need to see that both the characters work well together, right? Obviously, because in a love story, if the chemistry between two people doesn't land, then how is the show? You can have the most beautiful writing. You can have two brilliant actors, but if they don't connect, and you don't connect to us together, what's the point?
And we've seen so many of those examples.
Yeah. But then they want to see whether the two characters are going to gel well together. So honestly, it's just an audition. It's just, I would say, like an elevated audition where instead of maybe the casting assistant giving you your cues, you're getting the actor who they're also considering. More often than not, it's an actor that they're considering. But in this case, Vikrant had already, where he's our producer also, and he was the actor for sure. So they were like, okay, let's just kind of test whoever they were testing. I think there were a few of us that were doing the chemistry test. But you're just doing the audition. And can I tell you something? Sharanya told me, and Karan Mali, our casting director, actually called me after my chemistry test, and he was like, Vedika, to me today, the part is yours. Only because I walked in there being like, it's done, right? Like I'm here, the chemistry is working, it has to work. There's no option. There's no option ki chalega, nahi chalega. We have to make it work. And I think I entered that also very like, but it's how I am also as a person. Like very easy for me to get along with people and like immediately like connect or something. So I approached Vikrant with that same energy and he's so lovely that he approached me with the same energy. So I think it just like kind of
it clicked. Yeah. Wow. You know, when this had come to you, like what, like of course it was a sweet script, everything was like good, the title was catchy and you know different. What did you think? Did you think ye kahan jayega? Like what will, where can this, what was on your mind?
Rohit, I was first told by Karan Mali, Vedika, come, it's a very small, sweet love story. This is what he told me. I was basking in the impending release of Nishanchi at the time. My brain was like one track only. And I'm like, kya karna hai and all of this. And then he's like, come, give an audition. And if I'm being really honest with you, I really thought that I was going to get the love that I'm getting now at that time. You know, we can talk about that a little more later. But so I was kind of like, just like fixated on Nishanchi and stuff. But he called me, I went in for an audition. I was so distracted that I don't even think my audition was good. As in, I know it wasn't good because Karan called me back a couple of days later and he's like, Vedika, your audition was not great. And I was like, oh yeah, even I thought so.
Okay.
And he's like, but they seem to have seen something in you. So they want to do another audition.
Okay.
And then I went back and you know when you get that little jhatka, because I'm also one of those people who I never want people to say that my audition was not good. I can understand I don't fit the role. I can understand you have somebody else in mind. But
it shouldn't be you didn't try or something.
Or your audition's not good. I can't sleep with that thought. Then I prepped and everything and I went back and then it was like, okay.
Wow. So yeah, so then you know, then came the shoot part. Do you get an idea at the shoot when you wherever you all were shooting ki yeah, this is going right? Do you get the sense of?
I think there's a distinction between whether shoot's going right and whether it's going to end up being a success.
Okay.
Because you can feel like something's going right, like everybody's working very honestly and sincerely. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee success.
Correct.
So yes, to your question, I would say that I did feel like we were doing something right. I do think we all approached it. Every single person approached it with a lot of sincerity. But and my brother told me this 2 days ago. He was like, you know, this was the least expectation that you've had from any project.
Wow, that's really something.
Yeah, the least you've expected. And he was laughing. He's like, I guess that's how the universe works, you know, when you least expect it.
Yeah, true. Yeah. What did family say? Tell me, what did your mom say when she watched it? What did your dad, what did your brother say? That's important that's the most important feedback.
It is the most important. Also because they've been so supportive, Rohit. Like to support me on this like 9-year journey where you know it's so uncertain, like you don't know if it's gonna work, you don't know if it's not gonna work. I mean, they're all very proud. My mom walked out of the screening and she gave me a kiss and she's like, I'm so proud of you, you're a star, my baby, she said. My dad doesn't say much, but in his very few words, he's also been a filmmaker. So his like watching a movie or watching anything with him is like a little
serious.
It's like a lesson. It's like an educative class, because he'll be like, ye shot, this shot, that, oh this framing, oh this act, and it's like I can't do that. So he did that for me also with Musafir. First shot mein aisa tha, your entrance is like this. But in the small smiles, you know, like the small smiles that he's controlling, I could feel the pride and stuff. And you know what's funny? He actually told me this many years ago. He's a big Friends fan.
Okay, wow.
Big Friends fan.
Nice.
And he always told me that these 6 characters made their career out of playing these characters in a, at the time, TV serial, right?
True.
And they were like, because a show gives you so much time with your audience for them to grow to love you.
True.
And all of them brought aspects of their own personality into those characters. And he used to tell me this. And I never understood, but I think he was right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's
yeah.
exactly what's happened with Sudha and Musafir Cafe.
Right, right. I know. Are you also a Friends fan?
I'm a huge Friends fan. I'm a huge Friends fan. I oscillated between wanting to be Monica and Rachel, and now in my life, I'm like, I think I'm actually a Phoebe. I spent my whole life thinking otherwise, but
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Tell me, and your brother. Sorry, what did your brother? He understands the business. He knows what did he say? What was his feedback?
He's a proud younger brother.
Nice.
The other day he came home and he's like, so now can you buy me this and can you buy me that? I was like, 1 second, just hold on.
Yeah.
Just slowly. He's like, say slowly. I was like, yeah. Okay.
Tell me, growing up with parents in some media and entertainment businesses, what does that prepare you for?
I was a set baby.
So
I loved going to set. Both mom and dad. My mom produces reality TV shows.
Okay.
And my dad used to direct ad films. So I've always been in and around a set. And sets can be quite intimidating to someone who's never been on it. So I think the greatest thing for me was that there was comfort. Like I never walked onto a set and I was like, whoa, what? Because it can be like that. There's 200 people, there's chaos and commotion. I thrive in that chaos. I love it. So yeah, I think that really... I mean, honestly, that's the only thing I really got from their profession.
That's great because, like you said, for a newcomer, it can be intimidating. Ki kare kya ho raha hai yahan pe, kind of a thing. You didn't have that fear, was not there of being on a set. And that
I wasn't also exposed. Like my connection to the industry was exclusively to my parents' sets.
Okay.
I never met people from the industry. Like my parents also have their own set of friends. If they socialize with people from the industry, that was almost like a work setting for them. I was never involved in that.
Okay. You're born and raised here. You didn't want to meet any actor, didn't tell them that...
I guess I was always kind of removed from it, Rohit. Like, I also always had this sapna that I wanted to be an actor, but I never told anybody.
It was always there?
Always. Always. Since the time I was a kid. But I had, as you're saying, I had friends who had people, not the adults, but the youngsters. I've grown up with so many of them today who are, successful actors. And it always seemed like, oh, they're going to be the actor.
Correct,
not me. So I'm just going to keep my little secret to myself, not tell anybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what do you do? Like, say, Musafir Cafe came before that. There's a gap in the middle. Does that gap gets you worked up?
Worked up? I'm a horrible version of myself in that time. Because what do you do with yourself?
Yeah, exactly. This is not a daily job.
No, what can you do with yourself? Like, I think the hardest thing for me is, first of all, and I'm ashamed to admit to this, it's really hard for me to be accountable to myself. Like, if I'm accountable to somebody else, I'm amazing. Like, I needed to be here to meet you at 11 o'clock. I know Rohit is waiting for me at 11 o'clock. I have to be there at 11 o'clock. But I have to do something at a certain time. Kya farak padta hai? Who am I disappointing? It's not a good thing. I'm not proud of it. But I think that accountability is really hard. So when you wake up in the morning and you have nothing going on, but you don't just have nothing going on today, you have nothing going on tomorrow, day after, the day after that. Maybe in 2 weeks, a director has said that he will meet you when he's back from wherever he's on.
Wow.
And then you spend like 2 weeks waiting for that.
Correct, that's tough.
It's a dark place to be.
It's
a dark place to be. But with time, it gets better because you realize that, I think that the first few years I was a mess and I would I think I've whiled away months of my life doing nothing with things that I can't account for. Like, what do? You watch TV, you like scroll, what are you doing? But I think over time, I've become a little better and I've realized that every moment doesn't have to be like I have to account for it in like this large, consequential way. And then I learned to enjoy the moments a little bit more.
Nice.
Whether that's with my family, whether that's watching a film that I haven't watched yet, or reading a book, or spending time with people that I love.
So going forward, do you think if there are gaps, it will be better because now you know what this is not a daily 9 to 5 thing or something?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Much better.
Much
100%.
much better.
Yeah.
So what is the stress? Always the stress is what next?
What next? But for me, more than what next is how can I do better?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm so proud of Musafir Cafe and everything that Musafir Cafe has done, but I can't watch it. I've watched it once.
I know. Tell me, you when in fact when you were talking, you were watching it.
Yeah.
You tell me how do you watch it? Like,
I can't. I've watched it the one time.
what do you mean you can't?
I just can't do it, Rohit, because you watch yourself and you're like, "Arey,
Yeah.
why didn't you do this?
You
Oh my
like
God, you
those-
should have done this like this. Oh, this doesn't feel authentic." And the reason for that is because while I'm watching myself, I'm transported back to the moment on set and to what I was feeling in that moment on set. And sometimes you're not feeling 100. Sometimes you're in the middle of a breakdown on screen, but in real life you are not feeling those feelings.
Yeah,
You're doing musty behind set.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like a little bit of am I being
Involved, yeah.
inauthentic?
Correct, okay.
Am I being authentic to myself? Am I being authentic to the character? Am I being authentic to the craft? So I think that my brain is just like when I'm watching myself. So I will watch everything once to see. Then maybe a little bit later I'll go back.
Are you critical just about when you are on screen or just everything?
No, only about myself.
Only about yourself.
Yeah. मैं कौन होती हूँ किसी और को judge करने?
नहीं, you can. You're a viewer also. No? You can not like something.
Yeah,
that's
not
fine.
something that's my own. But I can't be objectively looking at something
Correct,
that I've
you
done.
are in.
There's too many emotions attached. Not
Yeah.
even that. Like today, if I see a Vikrant or a Mahima on set or on screen also, I know how much they've given to the project,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
how can I even judge them?
True. Yeah, that's so true. So after you watch it, but when all the messages come and all these people say these wonderful things, do you understand? You have understood what's clicked, right?
No. No, I don't think so. I'm enjoying it. But I don't. It doesn't make sense, and it's okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's okay. I'm not
doesn't
trying to make sense of it.
Correct.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Correct.
I'm gonna enjoy because who knows if it's gonna happen again?
Right.
Who knows when it's gonna happen again? Right.
True. Now coming to this business of this industry, it's not easy. अभी भी आपको बहुत प्यार मिल रहा है. You're literally flying, and it's amazing. Totally rightly deserved. You know, what next is a question that your team, how to encash all this love and make it something, come out of it, something constructive. Is it something that you desperately want to work on?
Absolutely, right? Like I've got an opportunity now. So the path forward would mean that I would seize this opportunity. But how you do that, Rohit, I think the reason that this industry is so hard is because there's no formula.
Yeah.
And no two people share the same experience. No two producers have the same journey. No two actors have the same journey. So you're kind of molding yourself and your career based on obviously the opportunities that are awarded to you,
Right.
based on how you react to them. I have a good team that I'm working with.
Yeah.
But even for them, right, they've worked with other artists, and each artist's trajectory has been very different. So
right.
we're together as a team trying to figure
Trying
it
to
out.
figure
At
it out.
home, I have conversations with my parents about
Right.
what they think. I have conversations with my team. I'm constantly in my head, like thinking about what I want to do and how I want to go about it. But I think that it's just a trial and error kind of situation,
true,
right? You got to
true.
keep going and you got to keep at it. And since literally nothing is in my control,
Right.
literally
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
except my output,
Yeah.
which doesn't guarantee anything, right?
yeah.
As far as the business part of it is concerned. So let's see.
Wow. I can definitely tell you that you're being discussed in a lot of directors' rooms and writers' room and producers. And let's get that girl. She's very good and all
I'm
that.
so happy to hear that.
So that is definitely happening. Now let's see what next. You told me what your dad told you, and that stayed with you. Parents bring such an important advice
Yeah.
that stays with you. What advice of your mom stays with you?
My mom, and actually she used to tell me this as a kid, but I think it's so pertinent to our career, is never two things. One was if somebody or any given situation is making you alter who you are, get out of that situation. A person or a place or an environment,
personal,
whatever.
anything, correct, yeah.
If you are altering yourself and the nature of who you are, that is not an environment for you. That's not to say that you don't adjust, you don't compromise, you don't evolve,
right,
but you don't change.
You don't
You
change
don't
for
let go of who
anyone.
you are in any situation.
Amazing.
So that's
great advice.
was one thing. And the other thing, which, I mean, it's a common saying, but she always told me, never say never.
Yeah, never say
Never
never. You
say
just
never.
Don't know. Yeah, true. One more, you've clearly had really good and nice and normal upbringing, which makes you the person you are. At a time like this, what keeps you grounded? How can one avoid flying and think that you've arrived and you become a star?
So I definitely have a very good support system at home and a family that's grounded me. And I'm proud to say that I'm not flying.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's a matter of, I don't know if that's a question of my parents and how they've raised me, or my little bit of yaar kuch to hone wala hai, because it takes so much time and you don't know, and just that feeling that I know it's not going to last, right? I know that this hype that
maybe
you're
better
saying,
will come,
of
maybe
course,
much more.
and I'm open to that, of course, but I'm not getting attached to anything, because if you don't get attached to your failures, which I haven't, then you don't get attached to your successes either.
Nice, yeah, that's so true, yeah.
Because what's the point?
But is it easy, how to not get attached to successes?
I'm genuinely I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying it. I go to sleep with a smile on my face every day because of the love that's pouring in for me.
Nice, right.
But I'm not letting it. My agent actually is getting angry with me every day because I'm constantly, so what next? What next? And he's like, yaar, enjoy karo. Enjoy karo. Nahi, enjoy. I will enjoy. But the enjoyment is just happiness, But to get attached to something, because it's not going to last, Rohit. Tomorrow there'll be something else that comes. There'll be somebody else that's trending. There'll be something else
That's a tough part of your business, right? One is that you had a great time on a set. You leave all these people and move on.
Yeah.
And secondly, you leave this success also and move on. That's the tough part, right?
And that's okay. It's going to be like that, right?
It's going to be like that.
It's just that I would like for the ups and downs not to be too far apart.
But do you see yourself in anything? I know you've done different work, different characters. Is there something that you would like, yourself doing on camera?
Specific, I mean, right now,
role-wise, genre-wise.
I mean, right now, I really want to do a comedy.
You want to do a comedy?
I really want to do a comedy.
That's nice. Yeah. Are you a viewer of that? That's why, or do you enjoy it, or do you think you'll be good at that?
I don't enjoy it.
You don't?
I don't enjoy. No, obviously, you put on a movie, I'll watch it. But it's not. I actually prefer more like thrillers and that kind of stuff. I like a love story. But I think that Sudha actually has given me it's such a cool thing actually, because I feel like every experience that I have leads me to something else. So for example, Nishanchi gave me the confidence that I needed for Sudha.
Right.
I think Sudha gave me the spontaneity that I think might be beneficial to a comedic role. Right. So you take something from everything.
Right. Then there's a part of your business where one part is social media, one part is media. There'll be everyone telling you different things. Is there a plan for that? Are you good with media? Do you understand what is required?
No, I wouldn't say I understand it. I'm also a very instinctive person.
Okay.
So I run predominantly on my instincts and my gut feeling. Sometimes they've costed me, but that's okay. I think it's just a matter of just figuring it out. Like right now, it's the most active I've ever been on social media, right? But that's because I feel like I have something to engage with an audience with. Right. Previously, if I was told that, you need to be more active on Instagram, you need to do this, I didn't understand why. I didn't understand who I was engaging with. I didn't understand how to be consistent and in what way that would remain authentic to who I was.
Correct.
कि ठीक है फोटो शूट कर लो या जबरदस्ती हॉलिडे पे जाके फोटोज खींच लो, but I couldn't understand why. it was feeling very forced to me.
Have you done that?
Of course I've done
Yeah.
that. Of course
Right.
I've done that.
Mhm.
Like it's been a thing in my head. I've not always been successful. I travel way more than
Yeah,
what my
that's-
Instagram shows.
Right, I know.
Way more than that. And I'm blessed. But I feel like now I'm engaging. I'm understanding what it is that people like in me and how to engage with the audiences.
Nice. Yeah.
And actually it's really fun. It's really fun.
is, yeah.
And I'm having so much fun. Like I enjoy reading messages from people and I enjoy replying to them and getting messages from corners of the country, sometimes even corners of the world, and
right.
actually being able to have a conversation with somebody who maybe I would have never interacted with in my life.
Tell me about like any message that really like we were like, wow, this person has really seen it and understood it.
Rohit, there are so many women.
Wow.
So many women. I am so overwhelmed by the women who are thanking me for reassurance. And I think to me and Sharanya both, when we started off, that was what we wanted. So for
Nice,
me,
yeah.
that's the greatest
That's the biggest
achievement.
win.
Like I
Right.
have girls, young girls messaging me saying, दीदी अब मुझे अपने गोल समझ में आ गए हैं.
So
You
sad,
know,
so sweet,
दीदी
yeah.
प्यार भी करना है लेकिन करियर भी करना है. हो सकता है. Like, of course हो सकता है.
Nice.
Of
That's
course
so
हो सकता
nice,
है.
yeah.
And it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's such a gratifying feeling.
Wow.
There's also really funny ones, huh?
Yeah,
Like
with,
I'm
like-
also getting essays about
Those must be the guys.
the guys. Not like
The
one is
Shire guys.
the Shire guys, but one is the आप बहुत अच्छे हो, आपका
हाँ.
काम बहुत अच्छा है, ये ठीक है.
ठीक है, हाँ.
मेरी लाइफ में एक सुधा थी, वो मुझे छोड़ के चली गई. आपने चंद्र के साथ ये क्यों किया है? Like, बहुत sorry.
But wow, see, that it's amazing how it's related.
amazing.
That's really something.
Yeah,
Right. And some guys you said feel you look like their ex. So
a lot of them.
a lot of them.
I have a very generic face.
You have a generic ex face only.
No, but the girls also tell me that my friends said I look like you.
Okay,
Lots
so-
of them.
Nice.
So I've realized that
Yeah.
I have like a extremely generic face.
Right.
It's a very nice thing for
It's
me
a great
because if you
thing,
want to be
yeah.
an actor and you want to be relatable,
Relatable. This has worked for that, right?
Hi, this is Vedika Pinto and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.